And we're live! O, diba? Magandang umaga, tanghali, gabi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Konbanwa and konnichiwa. O, diba? Ayan. So, today, sino ang mga nandito ngayon, guys? Ano ba yan? Saglit lang, guys. O, diba? Ayan. Ganun. Kaya na lang tayo, guys. So, ayan, at dahil nandyan na ang aking BFF, o diba, Rian's Kitchen, The Merge and Purple League. Ayan, thank you naman sa'yo dyan, BFF, naglalabasan. At syempre kay Shirley, yo, yes, yo. And of course, to Pinay Survivalist, ayan, Madam Wailami, mega love shout out. Ayan, sino pa nandyan? Si Rix. O, diba? Dito si Rix. Ayan, Rix, kumusta? Nakapagpahinga ka na ba? And of course, to Felipe G. Mega. Love shout out to everyone. O, diba, guys? Ang sakit ng lalamunan ko, guys. I have a little bit of sore throat today. And, o, diba? Ang kulit ng bangs ko, guys. Ayan, huwag niyo nang pansinin yung bangs ko, guys. Ganyan talaga siya. Wala tayong magagawa. Anyways, guys, ayan. Thank you naman sa mga pa-heart nyo dyan. So, for tonight, guys, we're going to talk about complaints. Diba? Eto na tayo, guys. Ayan. Last week, we talked about how to be thankful or how to feel gratitude. And at the same time, we talk about how to feel lucky even at those times that you feel like there's really no hope. So tonight, masyado tayong positive because we're too positive. Last week, I want this channel to be something kind of like raw. O, diba? Raw. Ayan. So, wala kang messenger. What? Anong messenger? Ayan. So basically, we're going to do that, and because we're so positive last time, I want this to be like, I want it to be relatable to you guys. Life isn't all about ups. Usually, most of the time, it's down. So tonight, we're going to talk about those complaints and how do you find positivity in negative situations, especially when you're frustrated. That's where the complaints are. Sa Tagalog, guys, reklamo kayo ng reklamo, ganon. Ayan, so we're going to talk about that. Like, is there any levels of complaints that you do in everyday life? Or I would say we do, kasama ako, guys, we do in our everyday life. Where are the levels that you could say, this is okay, And where's the level that's too much? You need to stop because it's basically ruining your progress, ruining your life, your, interactions with other people and stuff like that. We're going to do that. And of course, is there any difference between complaining about your life, something that you can control and something that you cannot control? How are we going to deal about that? And of course, is making complaints in a business or commercial settings also, where is the line that it is okay and it is not okay? So everything of those we're going to talk about. And also, I kind of like prepare something for us, for everyone to watch and basically challenge ourselves, mindset challenge for this week, guys. Ayan, we get emotionally and spiritually fit, whatever the spiritual means to you guys. Ayan, at dahil dyan, magbasa tayo. I'm not complaining kahit may sobrang na-miss na ako. Gusto ko na magwala. O, diba? Tama ba yung basa ko, guys? And of course, before I even start the night, I want to greet my BFF, one and only, hindi naman one and only, one of her loving kids is celebrating his birthday today. So, dahil dyan, mega love shout out to you, Nuvain. Don't forget. Ayan, I didn't forget. At dahil dyan, feeling ko, yun yung mini-message niya. Ano daw? Yun pala yun. Kala ko naman pinaalala mo sa akin. O, diba? Kahit hindi niya pinaalala sa akin, guys, naalala ko. O, diba? Ayan. So, Nuvain, happy birthday, kiddo. Ayan. Tita Icy. Ayan. Pumapayag na ako, guys. Ha? Pumapayag na ako. Tawagin mo akong tita. Pero, if I'm gonna give Ate Icy, yun ang tawag mo sa akin. Nuvain, ha? Ate Icy. So basically, happy birthday to you, kiddo. I saw your progress. I like those biceps of yours. Ayan, I hope you're watching some of my challenges and hopefully, you're trying, even though you don't want to submit your entry, Nibane, you should try out my fitness challenge. Ganon. Ayan. And of course, enjoy your birthday. I'm really looking forward to meet you and all of you. Ayan, Panghilinan family. A mega love shout out to everyone. And of course, Nuvain. Ayan, I really like your name. Just always be nice, and as Ate Icy says, ayan, let's get mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and of course, yung isa, medyo, let's, 20 years from now. 20 years talaga. Yeah, maybe, no. Let's see. Maybe like, okay, 4 years is good. Ayan, 4 years from now, ayan, let's talk about the other one to get fit. Ayan, but happy birthday, kiddo. We love you. Ayan, Icy Fit loves you. And thank you for being such a wonderful kiddo to my BFF. Ayan, just very stay focused. O, diba? At tuntua ka BFF, o, diba? Ayan, I hope you like that, Nuvain. O, diba? Sana naman napasmile kita, Nuvain, kahit lukarit itong si ate mo. O, diba? Thank you. Of course. Mwah. Yan, para sa'yo yan, Nuvain. And of course, to Dykes Place. Woohoo! Good day, Icy Fit. Ayan. And of course, guys, ayan, to all the live chat and you're watching this, please do greet happy birthday, Nuvain. And if you're watching this on replay, please do that in the comments down below because definitely they will read that. Ang gulo ng hair ko. Ayun. Diba? Dykes Place, how are you, Dykes? Diba? Ayan. How are you doing? You doing good? Do you have complaints? Ayan. And of course, guys, if you have complaints, as I've said, every week, every Saturday, if you have rants, if you have stress, you can talk it out here in my live stream because we're just chatting, chilling, and of course, sharing our stories. Maybe other people would actually, what's wrong? Ayan. Gugulat ako sa face ko, guys. Sometimes when I look at the screen, I feel like I'm getting surprised in my own reaction. Di ba, kaloka? Ay, nako. Ikaw na magkalo ng kalukarit kung tao, diba, guys? Ayan, thank you. And of course, the O Show is here, guys. Ayan, mega love shout out. And please do greet Nuvain. N-U-V as in victory, A-I-N-E. Nuvain. Ganon. Ng sinus ko, guys. He is listening. Nagig-games dito sa harap ko. Ooh, what are you playing, Nuvain? Do you know I like playing too? I am addicted right now with Battlefield 5. Yeah, ganon, yes. Mega love shout ang mga bida at ang aking na late na admin. Mega love shout out sa'yo. O, diba? Ayan, tingnan mo, si Nightbot nagalit. Ayan, listen and stay tuned till the end. Oh, I will appreciate that. Yes, guys, please do stay tuned. Even if you think this is not going to be interesting for you, but if you're not doing anything anyways, just play me in the background, listen to me. Listen to. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you don't. But if you're not gonna try, you wouldn't know. You might be missing out on something that will change your life. O, diba? Kaloka. Ayan, Roblox. I don't play that game. But I hear Roblox is actually really famous with kids. Ganon. Asa na ba yun? Asa na ba tayo, guys? So, those are the things. And, let's see if I can do this. So, what are we going to react today? Because we're going to react, and as I've said earlier, I prepared something for you and me to listen to, and maybe it would be helpful for all of us so that, like, just to kind of reflect on our own self. Because sometimes I've always said this in this live stream. Sometimes when things are not doing good in your life, and there are things that, you feel like no matter what you do, it's just not going to the path you are expecting. So for me, whenever those times arises, I always look into what am I doing that is repetitive? Like, what am I doing that I always do and end up in that situation? And then I would change that, stuff like that. And the same thing with complaints. If you're complaining too much, that means there might be something that rather than complaining on people around you, first of all, like look into yourself. Like, what are you doing? Yung ganon yun, guys. Kaloka naman kayo. Reklamo kayo ng reklamo. Diba? And of course, like in the Philippines, diba? In the Philippines, in Japan, usually in Japan, it's not. That's the thing that I feel like it's totally different in a way. Because in the Philippines, and if you're in other country, guys, please do pitch in. It's like, what is the complaint thing? Like, I know in America, there's Karens of the world. O, diba? Ayan. So, may mga ganung bagay. O, diba? So, in your country, is there anything that is particularly rooted, like cultured rooted in culture? I don't know what I mean. But is there anything that you feel like it's kind of like that? In the Philippines, usually a lot of people likes to complain too much. I feel, I feel like they complain about every little things. And I feel like, I wonder if it's cultured or because we're so carefree as an individual, which is a good and a bad thing itself, that, if things doesn't go our way, rather than trying to kind of like accept it is what it is, we kind of like look into, like Philippines is kind of like not really a rich country. So, they're gonna complain in the government. They're gonna complain on their life because they're started poor or anything. And in Japan, on the other hand, we don't really like to complain. Even though we don't like it, we kind of like suck it in. Just do whatever it is. It is what it is. No complaints, no confrontation, and we'll leave miserable. Ganon. O hindi ako kasali doon. I'm not included in that. I do my own thing, kind of. And that's the thing with multicultural. Like, when you experience different cultures, you're being open, being open and life knowledge, as what they say. Wisdom, your wisdom grows because you kind of understand things in a different perspective. So that's why I always kind of like encourage everyone to kind of like speak English. That's one, so you can communicate with other people. And of course, try to travel if you can travel, because that's number one, that you can actually see it in person and kind of experience everything. And of course, the third one, be open, And one of the things that I feel like a lot of people are doing is they always complain, but they don't do anything about it. It's just blah, 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 most of the time. So, how are you guys? O, diba? How are you, admin? Why are you late? O, diba? If it's too personal, then let me know, Ayan. DM me. O, diba? Are you okay? Ayan. And of course, to Roque Channel. Ayan, mega mega love shout out to Roque. Ayan, kumusta kaganda? Ayan, it's been a while. How you doing? O, diba? Nakakatuwa naman kayo guys. Binibisita niyo ako paminsan-minsan. So, let's start. So, this thing that I prepare for you, I kind of like stumbled into it. And I just feel like maybe it's kind of nice to kind of watch it together. And I'm not going to like play the whole video. So if you want to know more about this video and you want to kind of like explore more of him, you can actually like I'll put the links down below after this live stream and you can actually watch it for yourself, understand it, and maybe there are other things that you can find useful in your own life. So please do check him out as well. I'm not complaining. I'm growing potatoes. Oh, di ba? Potato. Last na pagko-complain ko sa buhay siguro. Ay, pwede ko ba sabihin yung name? Rants lang naman. Di na ako hihiling ulit ng makakausap. Oh, I feel you. I feel you, Pinay survivalist. And hi, idol. Siguro, may nag-date. Kaya siguro late. O, di ba? Hi, Topper Adventure. Ayan, thank you, thank you. Ganda-ganda mo naman talaga, idol. Naku, late ka lang. Di ba? Ito si Topper, late ka eh. Di ba? Ayan, and of course, guys, do check out Roque Channel, a fellow YouTuber of ours. And please do talk with each other as well. Interact. Because that's number one. And of course, before, ayan, ang dami kong yaw-yaw, no? I know you want to watch this, but guys, sometimes in YouTube world, as a small YouTuber, just a little bit of something, as a YouTuber and kind of like, we have this, we are building community and our community will be the different, it's going to be like branch out. It'll branch out. When you find something like a live stream or something and they're interactive, interact with people, interact with the community, because you might not know that it'll be also your community kind of thing. So I do encourage you guys to interact, not just kind of like, in and out, and not just that. Interaction, trying to talk with the viewers and stuff like that. Try to get to know them. It's very, very important for a long, long time. Ganon. I'm always okay, boss. Napasarap lang yung... Ay, wow! Buti ka pa kumain ng dinner, di ba? O, di ba guys, yung admin ko kumakain, ako hindi. O, di ba? Ang ganda niya, no? Oh, diba? But, okay, let me set this up, guys. And please do, if you have rants, if you have complaints, what do you think of complaints, blah, 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 let me know. Ano nga ba yun? Ayun. Kalimutan ko tuloy, guys. Ayan. So, first of all, according to Wikipedia, guys, according to Wikipedia talaga. Asa na ba yun, guys? Gumawa ako ng script, guys, a little bit, because I don't want to, make a mistake. So, according to Wikipedia, complaining is a form of communication that expresses dissatisfaction regardless of having actually experienced the subjective feeling of dissatisfaction or not. So, correct me if I'm wrong, if I misunderstood this, diba? So, complaining, which is kind of like weird, because sometimes people complain, but they're not really experienced it yet, but they just like to complain. And you can see, if I'm gonna understand this and comprehend this the definition according to Wikipedia, this is where those people, the thing right now in social media, sometimes you say something and then, they'll complain. Like people that, like they complain because these people says it or these people has an opinion like that. But they're not really in that situation. It's just the same thing with, There's so many things, guys. It's so hard to explain to you guys. But that's the complaint. So in Tagalog, guys, ayan, sa pagkakaintindi ko, at kung mali ang pagkakaintindi ko, guys, ayan, sa Tagalog, ito yung mga nagrereklamo na hindi naman sila karapat-dapat magreklamo dahil hindi naman sila yung nakaka-experience ng pagkakataon o kaya yung mga biktima, 'di ba? Nananahimik pero sila yung mga hindi biktima pero ang ingay. Yun yung, yun yung ibig sabihin ni Wikipedia. Relate kayo, guys. Ayan. Press 1 if you can relate. Dessert na kinakain ko ngayon, wow! O, diba? Guys, if you don't know, guys, I'm a fan, diba? Even if you're not asking, guys, just in case you wanna know, I love watermelon. Like, that's my favorite of all fruits. Definitely. I can eat watermelon every single day. And the thing is, in Japan, it's very expensive. It's seasonal. And at the same time, if it's summer, that's the only time I could probably afford to buy a watermelon in this country. That's really, really frustrating. So, if you want to offer me anything, watermelon is the go. Diba? And then the next one is pistachio. I love pistachio. One day, I'm going to show you the pistachio collection I've ever seen in Japan. Ayon. Relate ako. Diba? Nakaka-relate kayo. Masarap ba yun, pakwan? Wow. Diba? Si Topper may gusto to kaya admin. Sabay ganon. So, that's the thing, guys. So, that's what complaining means according to Wikipedia. Ayan. And the video that we're going to talk about is from, let's see if I can pull this out, is from Jack Canfield. You know, if you know, I'm actually surprised because when I've watched a little bit of glimpse, because I stopped watching this kind of because I kind of like just wanted to get the important details, you know, like, but what did I say? So I just gonna let you watch, you know, the points I mean. So, you know, this is, before I watched this, I didn't know who the person is, but, you know, guys, those chicken soup for the soul books, anyone that have read it, you know, or even kind of like, you know, because if I remember Lee, you know, in the past live stream, he talked about this. So, if you are read this is him. This is his channel, and we're going to kind of like, you know, try to learn what he thinks on complaining, or, you know, how to stop complaining kind of thing, and how to understand. And if you even, like, if you think you're one of those people, you know, like, if you think that you complain too much, or at least realize that you complain too much, then it's time to challenge your mindset with the video that I'm gonna present to you right now. Ganon. So, let's see if I can pull this through. Diba? Nakabasa ako nung high school niyan. Ayan, Madam Wyla V. Ayan, mwah! Mega love shout out sa iyo. Hindi pa po admin. Buko lang po natikman ko po. Diba? Ayun. Hindi ka pa po ba nakakatikim ng pako? Ay, wow. Diba? Kaloka silang dalawa. Diba? Naglandian na sila sa baba. Guys, di na tayo pinansin. So, yes, while chicken for the soup. So, chicken soup for the soul. So, he is the co-author of this. And he's also like in 2005. He also co-authored Janet Switzer, The Success Principles. So how to get from where you are to where you want to be. So it's very, very kind of like personal development, or those self-help books. So he's the author of those books. So let's try to do this. Ayan, I hope you can hear this, guys. If you cannot hear this, let me know, because I want you to hear every single thing. Because I want you to challenge yourself, because this is a challenge mindset. If you can do it, please come back here next week and let me know if you did do it and what did you learn, kind of thing. Okay.
Have you ever noticed how much you complain? It's something we all do. And whenever something bothers us, we tend to complain about it. But not only is complaining an ineffective response to something, it actually holds you back from resolving the situation that's bothering you. But here's the thing about complaining. It will never get you the better results that you want. Sure, you might get some commiseration from other people who think like you do, and that might give you a momentary feeling of validation, but your actual circumstances won't change in any way. The problem will keep coming back over and over and over.
So, naintindihan nyo good. Guys, ayan. So, the thing is with complaining, and like, I'm pretty sure everyone already knows that, if you complain, always complain, and you're not doing anything, then you're not going anywhere. You're not resolving anything. But at the same time, we also know that if we complain with things that, bother us in everyday life, it does feel good. I get that. I get that because, every one of us complain in little things. But at the same time, if it's something that, like actually affecting your life, your walks of life, then it's something that I think you really need to look really deeper to yourself and kind of like realize what are the things that you keep doing wrong, So if you made it right, then you won't complain. And then another thing, and I've been talking about this for like a lot. Like, I think because, also I've been tired lately more than I used to. And I'm always thinking, is it because I'm not getting younger? Or, or is it because just an accumulation of, like from pandemic times where you don't really go out, you don't have that much work, you kind of like just carefree. And now it's almost like you have these jobs and you have YouTube, you have editing. It's like more work every day. Is it also made me feel tired? But my point is, a lot of us usually says that, I'm tired. I'm so tired. We like to say it. And the thing is, that's what I'm talking about earlier. Where is the line of you're complaining because you're just saying it because it does makes us feel good if we say it, or your intention of saying it is to kind of like make other people feel bad about you, or you're wanting to get sympathy from them. So I think it comes down from the intention of complaining. But at the same time, it's all of you guys. I just want you to kind of like realize things in your own life. You don't have to say anything. You'll just have to internally process or realize these things that we're going to kind of like comprehend tonight. Ganon. Naintindihan mo yon, Topper? Ayan. In Tagalog, guys. Ayan. Siyempre, multilingual tayo, guys. Diba? May pakulot sa bangs, boss. Kaya nga eh. biglang nag-ano. Bakit ba? I think hindi pangit ba? Pangit ba, admin? It's not good. Feeling ko mag one-sided eh. Like the other side is different. And then the other side is different. I just feel like it. Bakit ba? Diba? Ito talaga si admin kung ano-ano napapansin. Ayan. So, let's continue. Diba?
E plus R equals O. And that stands for event plus your response equals an outcome. So when something happens in your life and you don't like the outcome, the only way to get a different result is to actually change your response. And if you want to change the outcome, you've got to change that response.
E plus R is equals to O. Ayun. Naintindihan nyo yun, guys? Ayan. So, basically, guys, ano ba yun? Nagkagulo-gulo na ito guys. Gulo-gulo na ako. So, basically, guys, like, event means the situation, right? The situation you were in. And this is what we've always talked about. And you probably heard this many, many times from different people. You cannot control, most of the time, you cannot really control things that would happen around you. There are just things in life that is out of your control, like people's thoughts, people's feelings, people's emotion. And that's why sometimes in a relationship, it's really hard because you cannot control the other people as much as you want to. You cannot. And it's not a good thing to control someone, But at the same time, everything that you kind of like experiencing, everything that might happen, the only power or the only weapon you have is how you're going to respond in these things. And that's where being emotionally matured and being emotionally fit, diba? Galing ko, is very, very important. And that's why this channel has always been, like physically fit, because as a personal trainer, that's what I do. Emotionally fit, because, as pandemic happened, I hope everyone just understand how much mental health matters to everyone. And of course, those emotional, in these times and generation, I really, really, really feel like that everyone is too soft. Everyone. Ayan, eto na tayo. I forgot sometimes, If I'm harsh, guys, bala kayo dyan. If I'm too harsh, that's your problem, guys. At least you heard it from me. But the thing is, I feel like it's so soft. Like, I've been watching this, as I've said, reality TV show, and it's so hard to watch because a lot of our Japanese men are passive, And the thing is, that's why people complains too much, is because I feel like you didn't really experience hardships. Or even if you experience hardships, there are still people out there that are just not emotionally matured, or they're not really, I hate to say the word mentally weak, because you can be mentally strong. You'll just have to really be open to suggestions, be open to, like other people's experiences and walk through their stories. And that's what I'm trying to give you guys, like different stories of different people. And you are giving me stories as well. All of us can actually learn from different scenarios, different stories, because that's where you kind of like understand, or at least, like have a glimpse of things that you'll probably won't experience. But if you did, at least you heard from someone that that's how they deal with it. And you can actually implement that with your own life, Hey, everyone! Ayan! Oh, you've changed your name. Ayan na, si the Natty Nude. Ayan, as known as, for you guys, Servo Survivor. O, diba? Ganon yun, guys. Ayun. So, that's another thing. So, we're gonna go to the next one.
And the first step of the process is to simply become more aware of when you complain. Now, awareness.
Bakit siya nag-stop, guys? Ayan. O, diba? Nag-stop yung player ko, guys.
I feel like doing it for many, many years.
Okay. Ano daw sabi niya, guys? Ano sabi niya? Ayan, I made all my social media match. Ayan, good job. For all, like creators out there, you should probably do that. So what did he says? Become more aware when you complain. Ooh. Tindihan yun,
Become more
guys.
aware of when you complain. Now, awareness is the first step to change, because if we don't realize that we're complaining, we can't change it. Now, for many of you, complaining is a habit. You've been doing it for many, many.
This is the number one, guys. Nasa na ba tayo? Is it? Oh, yes. Okay, guys. Let's play that one again, okay?
And the first step of the process is to simply become more aware of when you complain.
Exactly. And we've talked about that, guys. We've talked about that a lot in this channel, like being self aware, because that's number one. Like, I feel like this is very, very important, you guys. Like, I really, really feel like it's so important that you understand or learn the word self awareness, because not everyone, and that's why there's a lot of people who rants too much. There's a lot of people who complains too much. There's a lot of miserable people in the world, because of these things. You are not self-aware. All you do is complain. All you do is kind of like put the blame on people around you or situations or anything that would justify your complaint. And that is because you lack self-awareness. And I get it, guys. From time to time, you're not going to be perfectly self-aware because you're human. But if it's like every single situation you're doing that, oh my God, Jesus, don't even expect that you'll be happy. Because if you are not self-aware, social skills out the window means you're not gonna ever gonna get any girlfriend or boyfriend because you are not I'm too much, guys. Okay, guys. Whew. Oh, diba? Ayan. But that's another thing. Okay, let's continue watching.
Now, awareness is the first step to change, because if we don't realize that we're complaining, we can't change it. Now, for many of you, complaining is a habit. You've been doing it for many, many years.
So, guys, have you ever encountered like a person who complains too much? And in the Philippines, we have this called yung tipong, I think I can associate this with this, yung tumatandang paurong or yung tumatanda pero walang pinagkatandaan. Oh, di ba? Laging sinasabi yan ng lola ko. So, in English, guys, like complaining is a habit, and it's also like passed on. Like, if you just notice how much you get some character you have because you've seen it from your parents, or how much other people tell you, like, you look like your mom or you look like your dad, and they're particularly telling about the complaining because it's a habit, and if it's kind of like you're surrounding with these people, like, because when you complain and you attract people from all sorts of life, you get this justification that you're doing or you were right, and it's always going to be addictive, and it's always going to be so damn nice to feel good when you are right. But that's what we're trying to kind of like learn in this channel, that not everything is to be right. It's better to understand things for your own benefit, for your own well-being, rather than, like being, ganon. Basta yun na yun, guys. Kaloka naman kayo. Ayan, let's continue.
And that's the next step you've got to take to transform your complaints into results-driven action. You've got to figure out if the situation you're complaining about is something you can change or not.
Oh, that's very important. And I've said earlier, guys, as I've said earlier, there are things in life that you just cannot control. So those are the things that you probably should really kind of like understand, that if it's out of your control, don't worry about it. Like, it's out of your control. What can you do? There's really nothing you can do. So if you worry too much, if you stress about it too much, I feel like it's just wasted time, wasted energy for what?
So what you do is you ask yourself, is this something I have any control over? Is there something I can do to fix this?
So earlier, guys, he basically says, be self aware. Just recapping, you guys. The next one is basically think about that event, because event plus response is the outcome. If it's something that is in your control, that's the second step, or it's out of your control. You have to kind of like analyze the situation you are right now, or whatever. It could be small, it could be a big thing. We have those choices every single day. So what else, guys?
So if it's something you can influence or fix, then your next step is to take action and to fix it. But if it's something that you can't change, then what you have to do is realize that you have a choice to simply stop complaining about it. It is just the way it is. You don't have to be putting yourself through that feeling of frustration and helplessness. Is that there's my business, there's other people's business, and there's God's business.
This is actually like, I really, really want to kind of like explore a little bit about this, because when I've been watching this, it's like, my business, your business, God's business, right? But the thing is, as all of you know, I'm not really too religious, So when it's kind of like that, I was wondering, what are those things? So pay attention to this, guys.
My business is something I can actually do something about. How you raise your children is your business. How I raise my children is my business. And a tsunami in Japan or Indonesia, that's God's business. I can't do anything about that. So it's useless to spend time thinking about it or even feeling bad about it. So you've got to look at what you actually have dominion over and what you can do, and then ask yourself, am I willing to do it?
See, many times again, I really feel good about myself. I really feel good about myself because I am right. But that's not the point, guys. That's not what I'm trying to make you learn, guys. So basically, my business is my business. Something that you can control. Things that you can control. Does that mean you can complain on things because you can control it? Like, for example, we're talking about being tired. We're always tired. I'm getting tired, stuff like that. It's something that you can control, manage things, but sometimes it is what it is. Like, if you are living life and life is sometimes really, really hard, and for those people that has it in easy mode, be really thankful that you have it. Like, really enjoy every single minute of it, because not everyone can actually live life without worries. Some people can actually, like, they worry every day that they couldn't eat. But that's something, again, that you can control. Find something to eat. It's just like, do something. But, things that we cannot create, which is the last one, God's business, Basically, it is the higher power that we cannot, you, me, we cannot control those things. And as much as we kind of like feel bad about it, as much as we feel, and this is the thing that I feel like in this time, there's a lot of people who complains on situations that is God's business. You know what I'm saying? Pag pagod na maglaba, pwede ba magreklamo? Of course. So this is like one of the things, guys, like this is very common for everyone. We're tired. I'm so pagod. Pagod na ako talaga. Pagod na ako. Diba? That's one. But the thing is, we have to understand, why are we tired? Okay, let's dig deep into this. Ayan, sige, pag-usapan natin yan. Bakit ba tayo pagod? Why are we tired? Well, let's for example, you're a mother. I'm a mother. We accept, well, as much as I know of. If you don't accept, there's something wrong with you. But as a mother, I hope everyone who is a mother accept the fact that we have to raise kids. And some of us might have more than one. You know, it's gonna be tough. You know, it's gonna be hard. You're gonna get tired. Now, and that's the question that I'm asking you. Where is the line of you are complaining too much and then you're just saying it? You know, because sometimes I think we can basically, not everyone around us, when we say, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, every day, every single minute of the day, you'll just keep saying, I'm tired. People around you wouldn't like it. But from once in a while, like for example, admin, naglaba. And people know that, you know, that sometimes they'll ask you, why are you tired? I did laundry. It's almost like a common thing. Oh, because you did laundry. Yeah, of course you're tired. You did laundry, you know, things like that. So that's what I'm saying is like, where is the line where it is complaining too much, where it's basically bad and it became a habit and people are actually, you know, like avoiding you because of it or something like that, or you're having, you know, your partner, if you're married, you know, your kids, your parents, whomever you are living with, if you're doing this, on the other end, people that really cares about you, people that surrounds you and understands you might just kind of like, they would be either really get tired of you, oh, diba? Tired of you, or they would actually not pay attention anymore because you're always saying that, which means it's going to kind of like affect you in a long time, you know, and it's also going to affect the people around you because as I've said, guys, sometimes, you know, as kids, sometimes we pass these habits and you don't want to pass that habit, especially if that's a thing that makes you actually be happy about your life. Ganon. Diyos ko, nakakapagod naman talaga paglaba, lalo na pag walang washing machine. Ayan, guys. So, if you have any washing machine, guys, ayan, please do make my admin's life convenient. Ayan, please buy her washing machine. See, guys, some people complains. Like, sometimes I would complain, I'm so tired of doing my laundry, you know, because in Japan, there's no dryer here. So, it's just kind of like they squeeze the water and then you kind of like hang your clothes. Sometimes I don't feel like it. So you're like, I complain in my head, like, why do I have to do this? But I'll do it anyways, you know. And then I would remember my admin. My admin actually washed everything in hand. And I'm complaining of what? So that's kind of like self-awareness comes in. So I'm trying to kind of like do that in my own self so that the people around me won't be irritated at me. Ayan. Stop complaining. I see JJ. Mega love shout out JJ. You stop complaining. You complain too much. JJ guys complains too much. He DMA so many times. No, guys. I forgot. I forgot to listen to all of that, JJ. I have to remember that. Okay. I had mega love shout at admin from JJ. So, moving on.
Now, one of the things that complaining does is it makes you weak. It keeps you in a powerless condition. And often people do that as a way of avoiding to have to take an uncomfortable action. It's easier to complain about it to anyone who will listen than to do the thing that actually is uncomfortable, that will get you the result you want. But if you don't take action, you're going to remain stuck right where you are.
Ouch. When I was watching that, it's more, dramatic. But I don't know. I don't know about you guys. But the thing is, I do feel like that. And I think that's another good thing about Japan actually, is because we're not really big into complaining, that we kind of like, rather than complain, I'll just do it, you know? It's like, whatever. I've been telling you this many, many times, you're not doing it, I'll do it. We're kind of like that, And I think that's another good thing, because if, like, taking that into consideration, that when you complain, it makes you weak, that makes it more understandable why Japanese doesn't want to complain, because it's our way of showing that we're strong, that we're strong. I'm great. I mean, busy working on the business and no complaint from me. Ah, diba? And guys, if you are on Facebook, guys, please do like and Pepper's Creative Agency. That's JJ's new business. Ayan. So if you wanted to kind of like get any advice from him, because he's a creative director, creative artist. Ano ba tawag dun, JJ? What do you call that, JJ? So, if you wanted like an advice or anything, you can actually go to his agency and he'll do that for you. Of course, for a price, guys. Ayan. And next.
So this month, as a way of beginning to lean into letting go of complaining, I want to challenge you to take part in my 7-day no complaining challenge.
And the goal is, guys, see that? So actually this video, he published this, I kind of forgot, but he published this because of the advocacy, and of course kind of like, how YouTube channels would have their own challenges. So this is his challenge for his community and for probably people that I'm sharing this to you guys. So if you want to, you can actually do this challenge and also watch the full video of this. The link would be the description box down below. Later I'll post that, but this is the challenge, 7-day challenge. And of course, he'll tell you the goals of the challenge.
To spend the next 7 days paying attention to your thoughts and your words and noticing every time you complain.
Can you do that, guys? Can you actually notice if you complain too much? Because I do really feel like if you have no self-awareness to start, how? And the thing is, if you're not, you should watch my self-awareness. Ayan, it's on replay. It's on the live, on the playlist. So watch that segment. You might find it helpful or you might find it motivational depending on how you look at things. Watch that one, because this is a process, guys. Process. We're just trying to enjoy this process.
And your first goal is to simply notice when you complain. And I encourage you to
notice when you complain, which means actually your first goal, guys, is to have self-awareness. Because if you don't have self-awareness, how are you going to notice yourself that you complain too much? Or I would say I'm just thinking right now, if you think you're going to be biased with your own situation, you want to take this challenge seriously, you should probably ask someone like super close to you that you trust and tell them if you complain. Once you complain, tell them to tell you you're complaining, so that it's probably gonna help you, like process what is self-awareness, and obviously from there it would start, and then eventually you're gonna have to notice, which is the first goal when you complain.
Write down your complaints if possible. so you become even more aware of how often you complain and what you tend to complain about. Your next goal is to remind yourself that you have a choice. You can choose not to complain, and instead, you can take a different approach.
See, I think that's really powerful. The second one, really, I think, because like first try to be aware of self-complaining. Josa Fantasia Sisi ko. Yes, yes, yes. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you're tired. Ayan. O, di ba reklamo mo, Josa? Ngayon ka magreklamo. Ano? Reklamo ka? Anong reklamo? But that thing. So the first goal is basically just be self-aware, right? So the second is basically, ano ba yung sabi niya second? There is, ano daw? Ano sabi niya? Suntukan sisikoy. Ay, ayoko ng suntukan. Sabunutan na lang. Panalo ka na doon, sisikoy, pag sabunutan. O, diba? Pag suntukan, baka matalo ka. O, kaya dapat, sabunutan na lang, panalong panalo. Love you. Diba? Ayan. But, what is the second one, guys? So, the second goal is basically, ano yung sabi niya? Ayan kasi, si Sisi ko eh. Diba? Ang ingay niya eh. Ay, wait lang.
How often you complain and what you tend to complain about. Your next goal is to remind yourself that you have a choice.
Oh, there it is. You have a choice. And I've always said this. This is actually like the number one that I've always been stubborn about,
You can choose not to complain, and instead, you can take a different approach. You always have a choice. If you're complaining about things that are beyond your control, then I encourage you to simply let it go. Think about something else instead. Focus on the positive things in your life. Practice gratitude for those things. Focus on the things you can change and then take action to change them.
And that's pretty much it, guys. So the thing is, I've always had a strong belief on you always have a choice. And I've always kind of like stubborn about it. Like I really do. Because every situation, everything, like from waking up in the morning, whether you'll brush your teeth or you're gonna wash your face, everything are choices, little choices. But the thing is, the big ones, of course there's choices, but the bigger the problem is, the bigger the struggle is, well, obviously the bigger the risk is. Complain the universe, and universe will give you more to complain about. No, the thing is, when you complain, I feel like it just kind of like giving birth to another one, to another one, and to another one. That's why in the first, video, he was saying like it's a habit, because it feels good. It gives you high or like high feeling when you complain things. Because you're basically, that's what I'm saying. Where is the complaint? Where, like the word tired, because this is the most common one that we says every day. All of us say it every day. Ano daw? Ganda ng dibdib. Nino. Hindi ka masyadong kita eh. 'Di ba? Ayan o. Ano 'to eh, kalahati. Oh, 'di ba? Ayan. No, 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 no. I see. Wait. It's a saying. When you complain, the universe gives you more to complain about. Yes. And in Tagalog, we have that. Reklamo ka ng reklamo, manganganak yan. Ganon. Yun yun. So we also have like the same kind of like, like quote, same saying. in the Philippines. And that's the thing. When you complain about something, I feel like what's the intention of complaining? In a sense, when the most common thing that we rant, we complain about our life is the word we are tired. Just that phrase, and if you're self-aware, are you saying you're tired because obviously you've done things you've done so much, obviously you're tired, you're not a machine. But is it because the other one intention, which is you're saying you're tired to feel people around you they're not doing their job? You know what I'm saying? You're saying you're tired to people because you want them to feel like they're lazy, you're not doing anything, and some sort of that. Or it's another thing, you're just saying it because you want to say it. That's the first one, right? Ah, di ba? Ang gulo-gulo ko na. Ayan. But the thing is, I come from this. I am a paranoid person. I've accepted that. Another thing that you should probably do is the word acceptance, not being in denial. Once you accept things, it's easier to swallow. O, di ba? May pa ganon, o, di ba? Kapag tinanggap mo, mas madali, di ba? Pero kapag in denial ka, ay napakahirap niyan, 'di ba? Kasi ang dami mong iisiping kasinungalingan sa utak mo. Ang dami mong sasabing excuses sa utak mo para lang tumama at umakto at sumakto dun sa nararamdaman mo, gano'n. O, 'di ba? Ang tawag dun, in denial. So you should probably watch my denial episode, o, 'di ba? But that's another thing. And having choices is one of those things that I feel like these are the things once you understand that that's that thing that you cannot control. Relationships, you cannot control relationships. And I know some people that probably watching this, no, of course not, I can. Ako pa, naku, kayang-kaya kong kontrolin yan. We say that from time to time. But if you're serious when you say that, you won't, you just don't, you'll probably gonna give yourself a whole lot of disappointment if that's how you think. But once you understand that there are things that you cannot control even as much as you want to, even if it frustrates you, and once you accept that reality that it is what it is, just like life isn't fair, you know like me, I'm Asian, so I will never have the same eyes you Westerners, you Filipinos have. Because, can't do anything about it. I don't think surgery can actually give your eyes some really deep socket. I don't think that is out there. Oh, diba? Ayan. So, things that you cannot control, you just really have to let go. And the other one is the God's business. There are things you're frustrated, and this is happening right now. There are a lot of movements, from the thing that we're talking about here, passport bros, or like fat positivity, body shaming, fat positivity, a lot of movement that woke. Oh my god, like there's so much to keep up. Like I don't even want to be in social media. That's why I'm not in social media except for YouTube, guys. But I really choice choose the thing, same thing. I think, and I hope I am correct when I say this, and I do choose what to watch. I do choose what to click. Now, with my fellow YouTuber, of course, I do watch those people that actually, like I feel like I have this feeling of like I want to appreciate them this way. Ayan. At sa mga nandyan, mga kadikitan ko dyan, guys, yun yung sinasabi ko. Like you have time. May mga choices kayo. Pwede niyong piliin na sumilip, pero ayaw nyo. Or mag-high, o ayaw nyo. 'Di ba? O yung mga nakadikitan nyo, hanggang dun na lang. 'Di ba? May choice kayong bumisita ulit. 'Di ba? Lahat yan choices. Everything is choices. For me, I just don't click on things that I know it would make me feel bad. I don't. Now, if I want to feel bad about myself, oh my God, I'll really listen to very sad music. Ayan, di ba? We get out of life what we put into it. We have to always show up every day, even if we feel crappy. Yeah, some good, but a lot are bad. Present! Ayan, Pinoy Galaan, Sir Galaan. Mega, mega love shout out to you, Sir Galaan. Ikaw, anong reklamo mo, Sir Galaan? May reklamo ka ba? Ayan, diba? So those are the things that I really feel like you really need to pay attention because once you understand, oh my God, let me tell you this, guys. Okay, back in the day, I'm a person coming from a Filipino background and Japanese background. Both have this tendency to always put other people's thoughts, other people's benefits before yourself. That's a thing. You have to always kind of like proper formal, whoever you're with, like if you're with a partner that doesn't want you to dress in a certain way or like this or like that, they have this ideal woman in their head that you have to portray and you do that. Once I was like that, like I just kind of like really, really like pay attention on everything, and sometimes it bothers me, it makes me feel frustrated, makes me feel sad. And it would go on for like a day. It would ruin my day, like it would lich in, or like it would be like click into other people that care about me, that actually wanted to help me. But, because I'm stubborn, I'm not open, and I just want to complain, or well, I don't know if I complain too much. I might have to ask other people about that. But, those things happen. But once I learned how to basically let go of things that I cannot control, I felt free. I felt peace in my head. And you girls, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Us girls has so much things to think about in 1 second. Ganun, guys. Ayan. Okay, let's do And Sir G and si Rian, ayan. And then Natty Nude, ayan, from Pinoy Galaan. And hey, everyone, and Aizen, of course, to you, Dwayne, good morning or good afternoon. Do you have your coffee? Ayan. You should get your coffee to start the day. Why am I doing that accent? Sometimes I'll just do that, guys. Don't feel creepy about it. Sometimes, the more we talk about every Saturday, the more sometimes goofy things that I do probably will come out. So, bahala kayo dyan, guys. Tanggapin nyo ako. Just accept who I am. I'm a good girl, guys. I'm a very, very good girl. I can't complain more. I'm thankful for anything. See, keyword, thankful, gratitude. If you only have those qualities, life would be really, really nice. I'm having, and even sometimes it's hard to accept situation. I just stop myself to care too much. Exactly. Ayan. And Pinoy from Dwayne. Exactly. Because what you're gonna do is like nothing. It's like, for example, you have something that you have to do for the next month from now. Most people would really, really get paranoid and see, worry about it too much. But it's a month from now. I mean, I don't really like, this is personal opinion, guys. I don't really like when people say, take things lightly, because I think I need more context on it. Because sometimes people take things lightly that they end up homeless. Take things lightly because, those are the things, but, the world we live in, everything is exaggerated. I feel like you have to use the right words. You have to be very, very specific on how you explain it so that no one would basically put a meaning that is not really out of context on what you're explaining just because they want drama or they want something. They want to feel good about themselves. They want to feel or show that they're right and you're wrong. There are things. A lot of that happened to me. Facts, I see, especially when you're in a low state. Exactly. And that's the thing. Be positive. And that's a very, very an overused word. Sometimes it's so cringy sometimes when you say it. Like sometimes I feel like lately when people are talking to me and they're trying to tell me or ranting or just telling their problems, when I say be positive, I'll do this and then laugh at the end, you know, because it's so cringy sometimes. It's so overused that I feel like it's lost its meaning. But I want you to understand, guys, being positive really do help. Just kind of like really, really be smart on who are you going to follow, because everyone has their influence, whether you agree with it or not. Everyone has their own person that influence them in their daily life, whether it could be a YouTube influencer, your professor, your mother, your father. Anyone can be your influence in life. So I just want you to understand that you have to very, very be smart on choosing who you want to follow. Because there are a lot of people would tell you positive, positive, positive. Everything is so positive that I feel like it's so fake. You know, it's hard to be positive, guys. It really is. It's so easy. Like I could tell you here right now, think of something bad. You'll probably think like super, very, very fast without the blink of an eye. But if I tell you something, think about positive things. You'll probably take a minute and think which one. Those couple like small things. Okay, gotta head out and walk my impatient dog, but I'll watch the recording later. Oh, thank you, naughty nerd. I do appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate those people that watch this on replay. I do see you guys. Thank you, thank you. It does really, really help me, my channel, my algorithm. Like if you watch from start to finish, it is very, 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 I do appreciate that, guys. And I keep on chasing my dreams that make my heart keep on pumping. Oh, parang kanta yan, Sir Galaan. Saang banda yan? It'll stop. Anyway, as we know, tomorrow is not really sure. I just love to live in this moment. And it shows, it shows. It shows that you're carefree. Like if you watch Pinoy Galaan, travel and, vlogs, you'll see the carefree. It's almost like free. Like mapapasana all ka na lang pag ganun, diba? I personally love tea, but that's the Chinese in me. Ooh, Dwayne is half Chinese. Are you half Chinese, Dwayne? Yes, and like there are a lot of things that you can actually think of that could really change your life, but it all comes down to choices. So be very smart. And if you think you're not smart, sabay ganun. If you're not smart, come here every Saturday. Guys, don't be sensitive, okay? If you're in this live stream, you cannot be sensitive, guys. There are sensitive days, there are not sensitive days. But if you're too sensitive, guys, really. I think we have too much sensitive people on earth. We need to balance that out. We need to be strong. We need to be mentally strong, especially you guys. Isn't it so embarrassing if all the women are the emotionally strong and emotionally mature? So I'm just saying, self help books out there, a lot of YouTube channels that are guru, stuff like that, or like saying things like commentary channel, like what I do is commentary channel as well. Like we can talk here for hours and tell you what we think. And at the end of the day, you're the person who would choose that. You're the person who would r- feel the effects of the choices you make in your life. So be very, very smart because not everything, even if you're doing it step by step, everything is right. It's like a blueprint. You're doing everything correct. Sometimes it is not for you, or sometimes it is just not going to be fruitful, you know. But if you know how to accept the reality, and kind of like just it is what it is, you just have to let it go. And I'm almost saying it. Don't say it, guys. That's definitely like a copyright waiting. I am. Luckily, I can choose this kind of life. It's hard sometimes but I'm thankful because I cannot compare it to other life. Anyway, I free myself again from too much caring. And of course, to Brett, I am mega, mega love shout out, Brett. Okay, and let's talk about this. Okay, I want to feel like Pinoy. I feel the same way. We'll keep going. It's not easy. And if we work hard, we'll get there. And you know what? Okay, kidding aside, guys, I might be come off like always smiling or making things super lightly. It's just who I am. I just kind of like I kind of built this character because for me this works. And that's what I'm kind of trying to share with you guys. Things can work for you if you really choose to learn, to understand things in more perspective or different perspective, and always try to kind of like talk to people. That's what community is, you know. And Brett, oh, thank you, Brett, for that one. Ayan. And because of that, ayan, meron pa tayong paganyan. This is for you, Brett. It's been a while. Ayan. So this is Poya.